Level 1. You grew up with strict parents. They were all into good morals, religion, and discipline. You probably had a live, laugh, love poster in your house, and maybe your family went to church every Sunday. This kinda annoyed you, but you never showed it openly. If you're an old head, you probably got gifted Guitar Hero 3 for Christmas, and somehow its music list ended up on your playlist. Soon enough, you found yourself secretly listening to Iron Maiden, Metallica, Slayer, and Black Sabbath on your headphones, all while politely attending church each Sunday. If you're younger, perhaps your gateway into metal was the frustration you felt towards your family and the shallow mainstream music scene around you. Regardless, nobody could guess your music taste just by looking at you. In fact, they'd probably be shocked or even slightly horrified to discover what's playing through your earbuds. Level 2. At this point, you start listening to more and more metal, and it becomes more and more part of your lifestyle. But it's still a hidden secret that no one could dare to know. You buy a few Metallica t-shirts but tuck them deep inside your closet. At this stage, your musical tastes start expanding too, branching into music with a more alternative edge, like Tool, Dream Theater, and Nine Inch Nails. Still, no one around you has the faintest idea. Level 3. At this level, you get more comfortable in your own skin. You're fully embracing your newfound passion. You proudly wear your brand t-shirts in public, and within your circle of friends and family, you have officially become known as a resident metalhead. To be honest, your family is a bit taken aback, borderline horrified. They try everything, bringing you to sermons, doubling down on church visits, and urging you to reconsider your choices. But you reassure them that it's simply music. Meanwhile, your friends are amused yet intrigued. After all, they never expected you, the most ordinary, mild-mannered person, to be a metal fan. Level 4. At this level, you get into darker metal music like Sabaton, Animal as Leaders, and Creator. You also start expanding your musical horizons further. You start incorporating foreign bands into your playlist. You can't be a metalhead without taking in the Scandinavian scene. You enter into the world of Entombed and Darkthrone, and you start discussing metal on obscure internet forums. At this point, you also go into your first metal concert, and honestly, you were initially a bit intimidated. You see most people here dressed in leather and battle jackets, and you feel slightly out of place in your simple band t-shirt. But soon enough, the intimidation fades, and it's replaced by a sense of belonging you've never experienced before. Amid the roaring guitars, the pounding drums, and the chaotic mosh pits, you feel completely liberated. You almost feel a release from your restrictive lifestyle. You have never felt more alive, and by the end of the night, you've even made some new friends. Level 5. At this level, metal concerts become a weekly routine. You live for the pit. The chaos, the sweat, the catharsis have become your home. Even your parents start to understand. This isn't just a phase. This is not just music for you, it's your life. It's how you survive, whether you're riding a high or scraping rock bottom. And your appearance evolves to match your inner world. You start rocking battle jackets, layered with patches, long black leather coats, piercings, and tattoos inked deep into your skin. Black becomes your default color, and your playlist continues to get darker and heavier. Now you got bands like Neurosis, Satyricon, 1349, and Goatsnake. As the music gets heavier, so does your lifestyle. Alcohol and other substances creep in, and with them comes a growing resentment towards your upbringing, towards your past, and towards God. Level 6. At this level, you make the pilgrimage to Scandinavia, not just for the legendary metal scene, but because of the bleak landscapes, the colder climate, and the long sunless winters. You like it here. It feels like home. You paint your face white and your eyes black, and you don't work anymore. You now scrape by selling whatever you can to survive. You're also in a metal band now. You and your bandmates gather in cramped rehearsal rooms or damp basements, riffing and screaming until your throats give out or the neighbors complain. And still, your music taste grows even more obscure and haunting. You start listening to artists like Die Catafalque, Zaster, Silencer, and Rollo Tomasi. Level 7. At this level, you have descended into the truly obscure and extreme. You listen to bands like Velvet Cocoon, Furs, and Canon Fever. But it's no longer about the music anymore. It's much more than that. Your obsession is reflected in your lifestyle. You make the Faustian bargain for metal. Your mental health and soul will never recover. Your room is a shrine to chaos, adorned with symbols of Baphomet and posters of Jens Kidman, the only two idols you will worship. You hum Opeth in the shower. Your voice has become monstrous now, like a guttural growl. You sleep in the daytime and stay awake at night. You haven't seen the sun in days. Honestly, your existence defies all that is holy. Your life at this point is blasphemy. You are an affront to God.